Start filming.
Go forth and create.
I know you're here for all the latest Google Home news, updates, and the latest features, so that's exactly what I'm going to give you. Let's go. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I thought we were going to be a little bit light here on news from Google and updates from Google, but actually they're doing some very interesting things, and I'm going to give you my personal insight into how I think some of these updates and features here will actually take some of the frustration out of automation. A new product to talk about right off the bat, the NVidia Shield TV is getting an update. We don't have a launch date here or anything like that, but it will be compatible with Google Stadia, as well as doing all of the regular things that we would expect out of everybody's favorite streaming device. Speaking of new products, we're continuing to see the integration of Google and Nest. However, it doesn't look like the original Google Home, and I'm guessing this will hit the Google Home Mini as well as a product, but we're not going to actually see those rebranded as Google Nest device. So you're going to continue to see this be named the Google Home. Now, on that note, we've been talking about some of the new speakers going through FCC filings and some other rumblings here with Google. Within the latest Google APK, there is actually software and code within that talks about a speaker YBD. Now, what happens with things like this is this means testing is going on in the background with Google. We saw Speaker 5, which became the Nest Hub Maxx, but we're seeing this YBD speaker being integrated more and more, and we've also seen those FCC filings. So basically, get ready for a number of new speakers, and the Nest Hub Maxx is definitely very close to launch. As I said, that get your wallets ready for a $230 US hit, and otherwise stay tuned here. I will get to more information in the code that talks a little bit about how routines is about to change. As Amazon Prime Day ramps up here, we get closer and closer, you're going to see more and more vendors jump on the bandwagon. And I do have a post already at our community boards where you will be able to stay up to date on that. And we'll be talking about those deals as we go forward. But already we're seeing really good deals come out. I've seen Walmart put the Google Home products on sale. So number one, the Google Home today, as I looked at it today, it was $69 US. I've seen the Google Nest Hub actually come down all the way to $61 US. And the Google Home Max I'm seeing regularly, and again on Walmart's website here in the US, at around $250 US. I've also seen some other sites put it on sale that aggressively, and you're going to see that continue. Some new features coming to your Google Assistant. Number one, Sonos One speakers will get the Google Assistant here in Canada in July. It's already released in the US, but we'll also see it in the UK, Australia, and a few other countries here in that July time frame. So that is rolling out right away. On top of that, you'll find you have on your Google Home and Google Assistant direct access or direct control of smart mops. So it used to be that you had to tell your Google Assistant to actually speak to device X and ask it to start cleaning. Now it'll just be the wake word and start cleaning. Another new feature is the remember where I parked feature. And so any of your Google Assistant devices, you can simply say I parked here or remember where I parked as you leave your car or use your Google Assistant. So I parked here.
Okay, I'll remember where you parked by saving a map of your current location.
The only role I remember Kristen Bell being in was Elle in Heroes, and by far she was the best character in that show. But for some reason, she was on a Disney and a Google commercial talking about this next feature and some role that she had on a show called Frozen. Now this new feature is actually a read-along feature, and we've talked about it before, but let me show you actually how this works today. Start read along with Frozen.
Frozen, you got it. For this to work, the microphone will be on as long as you're reading, but you can stop read along anytime. Here comes the music. Start reading when you're ready.
The king and queen rushed both girls to the mystical trolls in the mountains. Stop. So you heard the sound effect there, and this is great stuff. This is how these devices can be used. And you can do this with all these other devices over here. I was just showing it on the big screen. But you will find the Lion King, Aladdin, and Frozen books are now ready to go. There's obviously specific versions of those from Disney that you're going to want to use, but as you speak, as you say things in the books, you will actually hear those kinds of sound effects. So it's listening constantly to this as it goes on, playing that little music in the background, a really interactive experience. Now, what's even better about this, and as a tired parent, as the tired parent I am, I like the fact that I could stick one of these products in my child's room and let them read those books and have that interactive experience on their own, and you can manage it all through the Family Link app. Google Home and Google Duo have been slowly coming closer and closer together, and as of late, we actually have an announcement from Google that Google Duo calls can have up to 8 people on board. Now, I'm going to be working with another YouTuber, and I'll tell you guys when I'm on that YouTuber's channel for a Google Duo 8-person phone call. Now that's all well and good, but what about our Google Home devices? Well, Google is testing Google Duo calls to Google Home devices, as well as the ability to set call reminders within the Google Duo application and have your Google Home and Google Assistant devices actually message you or remind you. Are you Skynet?
Are you kidding? Skynet couldn't get through preliminary interviews for the Google Assistant gig. It flunked out at Don't Be Evil.
Yeah, that's probably fair. If you're someone who uses the Trip It service, then you will find Google Assistant or Google Home integration, as well as Amazon's voice assistant integration is available now, and you can get all kinds of information on your next trip. Now back to that code that we were talking about earlier in the video. It looks like to me that Android TVs are going to come into the Google Home application and actually give us an interface here to utilize them, to cast to them, to do different things with them. So this is really positive stuff. How do you feel about Siri?
I think Siri's awesome. I keep trying to schedule a group hang with her, Alexa, and Cortana, but we're all so busy.
How do you feel about...
I like Alexa, cool blue light, plus we share an affinity for Star Wars.
How do you feel about Bixby?
We haven't met yet, but I hear Bixby is a great listener.
I'm not sure if they're calling Bixby dumb there. I think they are. Alarm routines, or people using routines for alarms, there's been some struggles with it, but overall, a lot of people use it successfully and really like the service. Now, one of the problems is that you can't actually trigger any real automation if you're someone who hits the snooze button. Now, what Google has put into the latest version here, or at least is starting to provide the code for it, is basically a alarm routine that gives you a time range to actually place alarms between. So what that means is when you actually turn off an alarm between a specific time frame, then you will trigger automation or a second routine to go and do whatever else you want. So this is essentially allowing you to utilize the snooze button or spend more time in bed, and when you actually get up and turn off that alarm, triggering other things in your home. Very powerful stuff. Now, I am sure I'm going to use that new feature as it gets rolled out. I'm going to use it for ways that Google didn't intend me to use it, but that's okay. That's what I'll be showing you guys as we go forward on the channel. On screen right now is our Get the Latest Smart Home News playlist, which I always keep updated to make sure that you guys get what you need out of it. So go watch another one of these videos because there's a ton from the smart home industry right now. And otherwise, guys, we'll see ya. Stop filming.
Great job, Brian. See you next time.